Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous video we were looking at building this cat photo app and we did steps 1 to 10. So in this video we're going to continue with step 11 to 20. Alright, let's get started. So in step 11, a link's text must be placed between the opening and closing tags of an anchor tag or an anchor element. And we have an example here. So add the anchor text link to cat pictures to the anchor element. This will be the link's text. Alright, so the way we do that is we have an opening anchor tag, right? And we also have a closing anchor tag. So if we want to add text to it, we add it between the opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag, like so. So for example, we'll do link to cat pictures. Okay, and as you can see, we have the link here. Okay, all right. Next up, in the previous steps, you turn the words link to cat pictures into a link by placing them in between opening and closing anchor tag. So here is it. There's an opening anchor tag and there's a closing anchor tag, and this is the text. Okay, you can do the same to words inside of an element such as p element. All right, in the text of your p element, turn the words cat photos into a link to this URL here by adding opening and closing anchor tags around them. Okay, so the same way we have this text as a link here, we can also turn this text here, cat photos, into a link, right? So currently this is the text cat photos, but it's not a link. So for us to turn it into a link, we just have to wrap this text with an anchor tag. So the way we do that is to write the opening anchor tag here, and then write our closing anchor tag here, like so. Okay, and as you can see, it's still not yet a link, and that's because we are not pointing it to anywhere. So we want to point it to this URL here, and the way we do that is to use the href attribute. Okay, so again, name of attribute, if you want to use an attribute, and then what value of attribute, like I said in the previous video. Okay, so in this case, the name of the attribute we want to use is what href, and the value is this link here. Okay, now as you can see, this is a link. Okay, and normally this link will bring you to another side. Yes, it works. So we are getting a confirmation that it works. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next challenge. Number 13, now that you've turned the text cat photos inside the p element into a link, you don't need a second link below the p element. Delete the entire anchor element below the p element. Okay, so now we don't need this guy anymore, so we just have to delete it, and that's it, because we already have the link here. All right, step 14, add a target attribute with the value underscore blank to the anchor a element opening tag so that the link opens in a new tag. Okay, so this attribute target is what defines what happens when you click the link. You know, for some websites, when you click a link like this, the new page will open in the same tab you are on. and for some too, it will open in a new tab, right? So for it to open in a new tab, that's when you use the underscore blank. Okay, so the way we add it is an attribute. So again, the way we add an attribute is to write name of attribute, like I always do. Once again, you don't need to do this. I'm just doing it so that it would be easy for you to remember. Okay, so the name of the attribute we want to use in this case is target, and the value of the attribute is what? Underscore blank, like so. Okay, all right. Step 15. In the previous steps, you used an anchor element to turn text into a link. Other types of content can also be turned into a link by wrapping it in anchor tags. Turn the image into a link by surrounding it with necessary element tags. Use this URL here as the anchor's href attribute. Okay, so far we've been able to turn this text here into a link. So as you can see, when I hover the mouse over the cat photos text, the mouse changes into this hand icon, which shows that it is a link. We can do the same for this image here as well. We can also turn it into a link. So the way we do that is just to wrap the image with an anchor tag. So we have our opening anchor tag, like so. So this is the opening anchor tag. And then we can also have a closing anchor tag here. Okay. So closing anchor tag. So we've wrapped this image inside an anchor tag. So we have opening anchor tag, closing anchor tag. Now next up, we're going to add the href value. So href attribute, and the value for that attribute is this URL here. Okay. All right, now as you can see, if I hover my mouse over the image, it turns into this hand icon, which shows that it's a link. So normally this link will bring you to another website. It works. So we have a confirmation that it works. All right, next up, before adding any new comment, you should make use of a section element to separate the photos content, the cat photos content from the future content. Okay, so take your h2 comment p and anchor tag element and nest them into a session. Okay, so remember this is what we are building, right? And we want to make all of this a section on its own, and we'll make these ones also a section on their own, right? Just to make it easier for us to read our code. Okay, so the way we do that is by wrapping. We are told to wrap h2, the p tag, and the a element inside. We are told to nest them inside a session element. All right, so we have our opening session tag here, and then beneath it we'll have our closing session tag. Okay, like so. It's time to add a new section. Add a second section element below the existing session element. Okay, so like the name suggests, a session is just used to separate different sections of your web page from one another. Okay, so we want to add a new section element like so. So opening section element, closing section element. Okay, there you go. All right, next up, within the second session element, add a new h2 element with the text cut list. Once again, this is the application we are building, so this is what we are adding currently. Okay, so we want to build this session, so add an h2, so opening h2 tag, a closing h2 tag, and then the text we want to use is cut list. Okay, so there we have it, cut list. Next up, step 19. When you add a lower rank heading element to the page, it implies that you are starting a new subsection. Okay, so we have an h2 here, we are adding another h2, so this sort of gives the implication that we are starting a new section. Okay, after the h2 element of the second session element, which is this one, add an h3 element with the text things cat love. So opening h3 element, closing h3 tag, and then we write things cat love. Okay, okay, so and the final step in this video, after the h3 element with the text things cat love, add an unordered list element. Note that nothing will be displayed. Okay, so we want to work on this list here, and this is called an unordered list, okay, as opposed to this one here, which is an ordered list. So with the ordered list, it is numbered from 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But with the UL, which is unordered list, there is no numbering. Okay, so we need to add a UL like so, and let's check it. Yeah, it passes, so that's it. We are done with steps 11 to steps 20. Yeah, so we're gradually building our web application. So this will be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe, and see you in the next one.